36.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Lucky. Welcome to another video. First off, I just want to say thank you guys for all the love and support that you guys have been showing towards the channel. Thank you for everybody that's been copping merch and stuff like that. If you're new around here, my name is Lucky. I like to build these cars, go out there and show what I can do with them, and have a lot of fun and show that experience with you guys. So if that's something that you're interested in, don't hesitate, drop a like and subscribe to the channel, join the little community we got going on here, and let's go ahead and get into today's video. Today's video is just going to be me giving a build breakdown, letting everybody know what was done to the car and everything that was done to it from start to finish. This was a long build and it took a lot of trial and error on a lot of parts, but nonetheless, I'm gonna give you guys a little rundown. I get this question every day in DM requests and stuff. I'm not able to always answer them, but I'm gonna try to do my best right now to list everything out so that everybody can know what was done to the car, how to make your car just as quick as what mine was, and also let you guys know what we're doing for the next 3.6 build. So what was all done to my car? Got the car, it was just a bone stock 3.6, nothing else was done to it. First thing I did to it was I bought some black wheels and a wicker bill, and those are just the cosmetic things that I had wanted to do to the car. I have a really good buddy named Kenneth. I met him buying some parts, so I went to go buy a wide body kit off of him, and it was the what was it called, AVS wide body kit for the car. This one is just bolting onto the body panels of the actual this one, it just bolts onto the little rivet sections on your car. You got to make sure you have the rubber caulking behind it, because if you don't, it's going to scratch up the paint real bad. And I didn't ever trim the fenders to fit, so it ended up scratching the paint or whatever. So at that point I was just like, okay, well, the paint's all scratched, I really don't feel like getting it repainted right now. We're just gonna commit to the wide body. So I went ahead and we tried to do the OEM one. I bought the Icon replica wide body kit, but I also started swapping all the fender flares to OEM ones. That's why I think the kit came out to look as good as it did. The car was lowered on H&R 2-inch lowering springs, the H888R, which they say they're for the 6.4 and the Hellcat and everything else like that, but they work on 3.6 just fine. That's what was on mine. So then I went into messing with the actual sound and performance of the car. First I did 3-inch straight pipe. Everybody keeps on asking me, it is a full 3-inch straight pipe, no X pipe, no none of that. Just from the cats all the way back, it is straight pipe. It has catalytic converters, that's what I'm saying. Starting at the cats, it's straight pipe. No X pipe, no mid muffler, no rear mufflers, nothing. Just straight 3-inch pipe all the way out the back. Then after that, I went on to Amazon and I bought some Vibrant resonators. They're the ultra quiet version, 3-inch, and I threw those on as a mid muffler or whatever. It's a straight through design. It just has a chamber that changes the frequency that the car exhaust note is at. And that, in my opinion, was one of the best exhausts that I had on the 3.6, because it wasn't too loud, it wasn't too quiet, it didn't drone, and it wasn't super raspy. So that was the cats and the Vibrant ultra quiet resonators. It wasn't too loud, but in my neighborhood and everything like that, I just it wasn't for me anymore. So I decided to add on some active mufflers so I can have it loud like how I want it to, but then also have it quiet when I wanted that. So I did the Valvetronic rear mufflers, 3-inch, and then that was a vacuum kind of system, And with that, you know, their customer service was ass. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. After I added that, I added a Carvin 3-inch X pipe. So we have vibrant, ultra quiet resonators, Carvin 3-inch X pipe, and then the Valvetronic active mufflers. So it sounded pretty nice. Then after that, I added the catless mid pipes. Then we started, you know, getting a little bit heavier into the mods. From there, I went ahead and added the MMX 80mm throttle body adapter kit with a true Hemi 80mm throttle body. I was gonna get this one ported out to 87mm, but just kept it as 80 for now because, you know, I was trying to get everything else done with the car. So we have all that and everything was all good. My car came with a 308 open differential off on the car, which I did not know, and I wish I would have checked beforehand. But I ended up buying a 309 limited slip diff, and when I put that off in the car, it wasn't a drastic change, it's just a beefier diff, the Hellcat 230mm axles, and that's what got me, you know, got me around for a while. After that, the car is underpowered. You got to make the car move a little bit quicker if you don't have a whole lot of, you know, engine modifications that you do, so you change the gear ratio. I changed mine to a 390 limited slip diff, and that completely woke the car up and made it perform like the way that it did. I added the 390 limited slip diff. The car was moving. It was running 4s and a 0 to 60. It was doing very, very well. And then after that came boost. So we added the Ripp Superchargers Vortec V3 blower onto the car. Their kit was phenomenal and very straightforward to install. I didn't have any, you know, major issues as far as, you know, mechanical stuff with the kit or anything like that. And maintenance on that kind of system is very simple because it's a self-contained supercharger, meaning that you only got to change the oil on the supercharger the same time as you got to change the oil on your car. And it's very straightforward and it's very easy. It's, you know, and it sounds really awesome too. The blow off valves and then the actual centrifugal supercharger sounds and everything like that. I love centrifugal blowers. I love ProCharger, Vortec, Paxton, which is just a rebranded Vortec blower, all those guys. So with that, the standard kit, I was able to run a, you know, 4.2 0 to 60 at first, and I started knocking it all the way down to, you know, 4.0, 3.9, and then it was ready to go. We threw the bigger injectors, 1000cc injectors with the ProFlex Commander kit, and then also an upgraded fuel pump off into the car so that I can run E85. Keep in mind, this entire time, Mario Rodriguez over at Demigod Tuning was tuning the car, did a phenomenal job, and the car was running very, very well.
A 3.6
heck's out my butt, but it's consistent. Not the 3.6, but the 3.9s and 4.0 and 3.8. I'm able to hit those numbers over and over again. So we good. And the only thing we didn't do at that point in time, because we were still trying to dial in the motor, just street tuning, before I went down there to Far Texas to get the car dyno tuned, we didn't tune the transmission. And I have a 390 limited slip diff off in the transmission, and it came with a 308 at first. That's a big difference. And I usually, shift. It's an automatic car, but I usually have it in manual mode because we didn't change the shift points or anything like that at that point in time. The drive shaft in 3.6 was already, pretty weak. As we know, we've seen other people blow their dips apart. Seen a lot of other people have, different kind of, problems here and there because they're pushing their car way higher than what, Ripp usually recommends them to stay at. And then at that point in time, it's just like any other car. There's going to be diminishing returns if you're starting to try to push a car that was a commuter car to a way higher level. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a build and things break, things happen, but there's smart ways to go about it. And if you can prevent something by going ahead and changing the component out to something that's a little bit stronger, then obviously that's recommended. If you're just bolting on a Ripp Supercharger kit onto your car with a safe tune and everything else like that, you're not about to blow anything apart. You're not about to blow your engine. Only thing that could happen that would mess you up is something that was installed incorrectly, or you have a bad tuner. If you're tuning through Ripp or through a reputable shop, you shouldn't have any issues. And that's like, you should have it, like, for real, like that should be, I'm gonna go ahead and debunk that now. If you just installing a Ripp Supercharger kit, being at 440, 430 wheel horsepower on a car, 450 even, you're perfectly fine. If you're pushing it like how I was pushing it, I'm pretty sure we were just under 500 on the car, or in the 480s or something like that. We were up there and I was pushing that car super hard. Things are gonna break. Things are gonna happen. It's the same thing as if you're trying to take a Gen 3 Mustang, right, and you're trying to twin turbo that thing and you want it to hold like 1100 horsepower. That block isn't going to hold 1100 horsepower even with those forged rods. Same thing with the Hellcat motors. So it's there's gonna, all these cars have limits. 3.6 has limits. It's a hell of a strong car, but everything has their limit and on what it could take. That being said, you're not about to spend 20 bands to change out little stuff here and there. Those axles and that diff, you can go get an axle and a diff for probably $700 used and do the work, or have a shop do it for you. And like, that's not freaking something that's gonna, just break the bank just so your rear end can hold a whole lot more power. Drive shaft, it hasn't been confirmed, but what I've been told is that the drive shaft and the 392 will be able to fit off into the respectable cars, Charger and Challengers and 300. But if you're gonna do something like this, I would recommend getting an aluminum drive shaft, the 4-inch or the carbon fiber drive shaft from Drive Shaft Shop, and you can get those custom made also. So it doesn't really matter if it does or doesn't fit right now. You can get a custom one that's guaranteed to fit. So that's my opinion on that. So besides that, the car was on E85. Had bigger injectors, the Vortec V3 blower, 390 limited slip diff off in it, and a badass tune, and it was sauced up, not nitrous, but you know what I mean. Like, it wasn't on kill, but it was damn near there. So that's how I got my car to that point. We didn't get to tune the transmission, so when I popped off at 3.6 0 to 60, that was me shifting first gear and then throwing it back into auto mode and letting it rip. After that, I made a video and I showed how many times it hit 3.9, 3.8 back to back. Those were back-to-back runs on a flat road with no other issues. So these cars are really stout cars, and you can make them into very awesome sleepers, honestly. But if you want to make a 3.6 that can kill a scat and a lot of other stuff out there, you know, if that's what you're into, honestly, you be beating a lot of other stuff, you know, besides a scat pack. You be playing with the 5.0s and a lot of the other cars out there too, Camaros, all that. And what I plan on doing with the next car is, you know, building the motor, taking that block out, sending it out to Jeff to get the CSS cylinder support system put off in it to make it a closed deck block. I've said this multiple times now on that. You know, pistons, rods, we had the transmission being built, custom drive shaft, my 390 diff, I have that off in here again, buy another one, and make it a lightweight car, you know, lightweight brakes, front and rear, fully gutted. I never gutted my 3.6 because I was out there trying to prove that, you know, even though it's a heavy car, that it can, you know, do whatever. With this though, nah, with this car, it's already heavy enough. I'm trying to, with this car, I'm really trying to hit 8s with it, so that's why I'll talk about that, you know, a little bit later. But yeah, I'm gutting this one for sure. But for the 3.6, I didn't gut that at all, but it will be, you know, super lightweight because it's an aluminum block. It already can be lighter than, you know, a lot of cars out there. Trying to make 800 to the tire, that's going to be quite a task in itself, but I'm down for it. And yeah, just keep on pushing the limits of the car and see how far I can, you know, take it to go. You know, I've already proven and shown what the car can do. I've already gone out there. I've raced Hellcats. I haven't raced a Scat. I didn't get that opportunity. I had one lined up that weekend, y'all, and then all that stuff had happened. Raced a Hellcat, raced 5.7, raced 5.0s, raced a lot of other cars out there, and it held its own for a little V6. So, you know, people can hate on the cars all they want. Let them do their job. That's what they're supposed to do. They're haters. That's, you know, what they do. But, you know, you just keep on building and doing what it is that you want to do. You don't let nobody tell you what your car can and can't do, or what you are going to be able to be capable of with whatever build it is that you have. You know, with enough money, any of this kind of stuff is possible. Like I've been saying, you know, over and over again. So, you know, in conclusion, my car had all that stuff done to it. I just didn't change up the drive shaft because we were waiting on a transmission to come in from Hellraiser Performance. Like, that's all I did to my car. Ripp Supercharger kit, upgraded ejectors, E85, 390 limited slip diff, a good wheel and tire setup, and it was out there hooking and booking. So, and that was my daily driver. Right now, the Cat is my daily driver, and I'm having fun with this. A whole lot of fun, y'all. It's a different beast. That torque down low is real. To build a car like how I built mine is just about dedication, and if you're gonna, you know, go through with it, you don't have to. You can just, you know, but I'm just letting y'all know what it was that I did, because like I said, I get this question all the time. So that's what I got for y'all on that. You know, I'll keep on pumping out these videos. Like I said, don't be discouraged by anybody. Go out there and keep on building on y'all cars and having fun with them and improving all these people wrong. And I'm gonna keep on repping for you guys and going out here and showing what Dodge and everything else out here can do. I love all cars, but you know, right now my heart is with Dodge. And yes, they're heavy. Everybody out here complaining about that, but they still losing to them. So that's all I got for you guys. Appreciate you, and I'll catch you in the next video.